Good morning, everyone. Artemis should be here shortly. Okay, now I am confused about your comment, Ronald. Raid the pantry? What are we talking about? Is that part of the puzzle? I feel like there was something about raid in the puzzle, if I remember correctly. Oh. Oh. Did you get it? I remember that clue. Did you get it? Let me see. Oh, you didn't answer it yet. Okay. There you go. There you go. Junie got it. That was one of the few that I got when we did that puzzle the first time around. Oh Lord, I am so hot, y'all. I don't have my fan behind me plugged in because A, it is winter time, and B, it's I've got my charger plugged in back there. I have a mess of cables here. Let me tell you. A mess cables. Well, I could use a little bit of that wind chill in this office because I have been so hot since before dawn. Being a woman of a certain age is no fun, let me tell you. But I have a mess of cables down here, and I have an old printer down here that is never going to be used again. So I want to just throw it away. I'm in my clear out junk era. And so but the cables, I'm not even going to show you because it's a disgusting mess down here. But I feel like I can't even get rid of that old printer because um my power strip is sitting on top of the printer, and then all the different monitors and everything are and print and my new printer and stuff are plugged into this thing. And so I need to I feel like I need to unplug everything from the power strip and move all these wires out of the way so that I can just do a clean sweep of everything under this desk and then replug it back in. But what day is that going to happen? Snow is pouring down. Yeah, no snow here, dude.
We don't have any snow yet either, though it looks like the high is only going to be 40 something.
Oh, high today here is supposed to be 65, but let me double check on that.
Bruh.
Yep, right
Also,
now it's 59. The high is supposed to be 63 today.
sorry I'm so late. I am thoroughly exhausted today. I did not sleep well. I'm barely awake.
I figured that was going to be the issue.
Are we ready to get started?
They did so well on the hard puzzle. They got more of it filled out than we did last time.
Hey, let's go.
That's because Junie and Ronald were a big help. We had to start it from scratch because when I switched to a different puzzle, the site erased all our answers. So when we switched back to that puzzle,
Oh,
it was completely blank. So, like, if I just close the site and we come back to the site next week, this puzzle will still be there unless I say end game.
mm.
But if I hit end game, then it will completely erase all our answers. And
Guess we gotta finish it.
oh, Jesus,
You gonna
I feel
make
like I
it?
want. I feel like I want ice water.
I mean, do we want to hold off while you get some ice water?
No, because I'm not gonna get some ice water because I got coffee instead. I just feel like I want ice water, but Judy's gonna take a screenshot.
Ooh,
Oh goodness. I only put three answers on the puzzle this time. I
I
started it off and left it for the rest of y'all.
I have not done the puzzle in weeks. I'm usually doing
Oh,
something on my phone. Oh my goodness.
There we go.
I'm expecting a room
Oh,
service delivery of coffee, so hopefully that will awaken my brain.
your brain doesn't need to be awake for this.
I feel like it needs to be a little awake. Are we ready to get started?
I guess so. I was trying to see if I had a few more answers for this puzzle, but it's already 10:40, so we should really get started. Hard out at 12 today.
Um, yes, yes, yes. At 12, like 12, 12, not 12:30, which we usually do.
Okay. You laugh like I'm joking. I believe you, Judy. You are a serious woman.
Thank you. I love you. Love you. Coffee!
Okay, so I guess we'll get this started. Oh, you took the puzzle off the screen already.
I did. I got the puzzle down, changed the banners and everything.
Aren't you fancy? Okay. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Wednesday morning coffee Klatsch. I am your presenter, Danny the Lethargic Glass,
And
and this is my partner in crime,
Artemis the extra fatigued.
also known as my wee bairn.
So
And
yeah.
if you have never been here before, we're just here to provide you with a little bit of company. We talk about everything and nothing. We are your audio ambiance. We are your background sound. We are here to keep you company while you are doing the laundry, cleaning the living room for those holiday guests, corralling your children into their outfits for their holiday pictures. And Vale, I know that your PR team said that it would be good for your acting career to go back to your hometown for this interview to start your press tour. And I know that as soon as you got there, the first person you ran into was your old high school principal, and he started bullying you like he did back in high school. But I beg of you, control the fire that is coming out of your fingertips because you almost set the reporter on fire. Okay? I am the reader. I am all seeing and all knowing, and I'm telling you, someone is coming to your aid. And that last bit was not from my real life, unless you count the fact that yes, I am the reader. But it is from the book that I just started reading this morning because I knew you guys would be disappointed if I didn't have a book synopsis to share with you. And it is from a court ordered romance
Ooh.
from a loose trilogy called Merry Mischief. And it is
Yep.
by an new to me author called Lark Green. I picked it up because a podcast that I listen to called Cheap Smut is read it, and if I see a book and I see that they're going to cover it and I haven't read it yet, if it looks I look check it out, and if it looks interesting, then I'm like, okay, I'll read it first before I listen to the episode. So this was one I'd never heard of, and oh shush, Ronald.
It was sounding very lifetime until you got to the fire part.
But also the
Cute.
cover just called to me. Look at
It's so
her. Look at
cute.
her.
With her short businesswoman haircut. Go off.
Yes, her short pixie hair because she has her mom's hair, straight brown hair that won't hold the curls. So she rather than wear it long, she just cut it short.
Cute.
Adorable, absolutely adorable. See, I and this is one where the cover fits the tone of the story.
Mm-hmm.
The
Same,
illustrated
Ronald.
cover, the illustrated cover, it fit. Hush. The illustrated cover. I don't tell y'all about those books that I read.
Moving on. We must move on.
Those books are not appropriate for the podcast. Oh, this is not a podcast. You know what I mean.
So,
But
what are we, I was going to move on to what are we drinking this morning?
yes, what are we drinking? What are we eating? I have a. Can I pick it up? Okay. Finally, it's cooled down enough that I can pick it up.
Oh, hot. A
Ham and
croissant?
cheese. Ham and cheese croissant from Great Value. Oh, ham, egg, and cheese. Excuse me. And
You're
I
in it.
have. It is truly Christmas time because I have white chocolate peppermint creamer in my coffee and an extra shot of mushroom because I had been forgetting the mushroom till your sister sent me a new pack and it's like, oh, I still have
Now
mushroom
you got to
coffee.
double up on the mushroom.
I said, no, I finished it. I only had a little bit left in the old pack anyway, so I finished that off.
Mm.
Oh no, nausea meds for
Oh
breakfast. That's
dear.
no fun.
Oh, a
That
matcha
is
cold
no
brew sounds
fun.
pretty good though. I am drinking. Wayne got his favorite. It's like
He's having a
Starbucks.
mocha cold brew, not a matcha cold brew.
I can't read. I'm tired. I need to finish my coffee. I was like matcha cold brew. That sounds pretty yummy. Mocha cold brew.
I know you don't
Uh,
like mocha.
I'm not a mocha person, and I was just in one of my discords. They did their little question of the day, and they're like, "What's your favorite like holiday flavor, holiday drink?" And so many people like peppermint mocha, and I'm like, I cannot. I cannot. Not only do I not really like mocha, but that like year and a half when I was making candles, peppermint mocha was the most like preferred flavor by far of all of them. And it's like
Mhm.
the smell is seared into my brain. Like
Uh-huh.
I could smell it right now. I can't.
Mhm. I gotcha. Well, your father bought like he when he goes to the store, he buys 3 liquid creamers at a time.
Mm-hmm.
And so he had bought the other creamers and then he said, I forgot whether you like peppermint. And I was like, yeah, I like peppermint. And it was November at this point. I'm like, okay, so we'll put that one in the
To the
back and
back.
put that last because it just the packaging on it just looks Christmassy. So we'll
I
put
can't have
that
my refrigerator looking Christmassy.
to the back and I'll be more in the mood for it when December hits because it's not quite and I'm still not in a Christmassy mood, but it is what it is.
Me either. I've got the
I'm,
hat on, but I'm just
I don't think I will ever be in a Christmassy mood, but
well. Usually by now I'm like listening to Christmas music and stuff, and
yes.
I am just not feeling it right now.
Your brother put
I'm
out our
scared.
lone Christmas decoration yesterday. Grandma's Christmas ball in the window.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
So he put that up, and that I don't know. He may or may not put some tinsel on the. We
like
have
on
a
the porch,
no on the banister.
oh, on the banister.
We don't decorate outside anymore. But so let's go ahead and get into some life updates.
Did I
If we have
actually
any, do we
update
have
the
any life
list?
updates?
I
Because
know that I do. I'm trying to make sure. I'm trying to see if I wrote them down because I have a bad habit of like, oh, I should talk about this, and then immediately forget. I have nothing in there. Okay. Um,
Ronald, don't feel bad because I'm not far ahead of you, and I started before you.
I will not comment because it's my pattern, so I know it more better than everybody else. I made another hat yesterday, just all in one, but it's a kid's hat,
Oh,
so it's less
hush.
shorter. Um, but I had markets last Friday and Saturday. Last Friday, some of you eagle-eyed viewers may have noticed that we did not stream like we normally do. I got, if you're in the Discord, you will know, I got a call at the last minute on Thursday to do a henna crown for a cancer patient. And let me see if I can pull those pictures up. But I was like, yeah, let me go ahead and take that. It's super last minute, but she was only in town for one day. So I was like, that sounds like a nice thing to do.
That was a
And a little
mitzvah, as they say.
a mitzvah. Let me
I'm probably using the word wrong, but that was the first thing that came to my head, so I used it. A mitzvah is like a good deed.
Mm. Well, it felt like a good deed. She seemed very very happy when I finished, and so that made me feel
Well,
nice.
I mean, it looked good.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up for anybody who's not in the Discord. Let's see if I pull that in. There we go. So she especially like I made a design the night before on I have a little drawing tablet that connects to my laptop. So I made a design the night before and
Zoom.
can I zoom? Yes I can zoom. There we go. I made a design the night before, but I've only done a handful of henna crowns before, and every time I'm like, oh, this I need to do even more detail because I don't want to like start it and not have anywhere to go once I'm like on the head, and then I inevitably always draw too much, so I had to pivot the design. I had to pivot based on what I had drawn, but she also came with like some pictures that had like elements that she really liked. So we were able to work together and do that. She said she especially wanted little like wispies on the side, which would be in the last picture, like little wispies on the side
Hmm.
that kind of mimic hair
Yeah,
right by your ears and everything. So
sideburns.
yes, but she seemed very happy. And let me close that tab before my computer freaks out. She seemed very happy. And for henna crowns and mama bellies, I charged $30 flat instead of the like by hour and everything. Because like in my opinion, those two reasons for getting henna, you're already like if you're doing a mama belly, you're about to have to buy a bunch of child stuff. If you're like getting a henna crown for like cancer, like you're having to pay for all that stuff. So I'm like, you don't need to. It's fine, and it's a fun thing for me to do. So, but so they paid the $30. It was the friend had invited me over to do the henna crown for her friend that was in town, and the friend that lives in Asheville paid me, and then the person who was getting the henna crown insisted on tipping me and tipped me another $30.
Oh.
So that was very nice. Um, and then last Friday was First Friday, but because it's December, they had First Friday on Friday, and they had another market on Saturday. It's the same First Friday group, but they had another market on Saturday because Saturday was the Christmas parade. Um, and those two markets, I did pretty good. At the Friday market, first of all, it was absolutely freezing, so cold. I wore my electric socks out, and like I forgot my gloves Friday, but then remembered my gloves Saturday. But it was so cold. But Friday I did pretty well. I sold my giant pickle that I think I showed you guys a picture of from the fermenting festival. I sold him for $50.
Cool.
I sold several things out of my $5 bin. I sold, I want to say, two beanies, like the normal beanies. No, I think I sold three of those actually. I sold three normal beanies because I remember one of them had a skull on it. And then I sold two of the slumbering fae hats. They're the ones without the spiral because those are the ones that I was doing the test to make sure I had the length and everything right. But I sold two of the slumbering fae hats for $40 a piece. I normally sell them for 50, but they didn't have the spiral, so it didn't have to take quite as long. And like the two people who like were looking at them seemed like they really wanted them. So that went pretty well. And then and then Saturday was the day of the parade. So Friday there weren't very many kids. I didn't do any face painting or anything, any face painting, any henna. Saturday, because it was the day of the parade, there were a ton of kids. So Saturday I sold almost nothing off of my table, but had a bunch of kids like lined up from my end of the street to the other end of the street, waiting to get face paint. So all in all for the weekend, I made just shy of $500,
Oh,
including
cool.
the henna crown and everything. I made just shy of $500, so that was very good.
Cool, 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 cool.
Yes, it was a good weekend, and I have purchased some Christmas presents because there were some people
Yeah.
I can specify later, but there were some people at the market that had things that I think various people would like. So I bought some Christmas
Cool.
presents.
Cool, cool, cool. Yeah, I think this is the first year um with us being we've been doing the gift list, the wish
Hmm.
list thing for the past 5 years or so, it feels like. Was it pre-pandemic that we started the wish
I think
list?
it. I think it was pre-pandemic because we
Yeah,
are
so it's so
always
it's so it's
separate.
been so it's been at least 5 years. So I feel like this is the first year where everybody really felt like, okay, here's the list, but the list is a guideline. You don't have to stick to the list.
Hmm.
Which, because I look back through my messages trying to find some stuff in the group chat, and I've said the same thing last year, but I think everybody has really taken it to heart because I've already spoken to various groups of the family, members of the family, and I've heard, oh well, I didn't buy this person's gift off the list, or but I saw something that I think they'll really like, or I didn't buy this person's gift off the list, you know. And like your sister, one of your sisters, she didn't even bother to update her list. So I had to like reach back to her 2022 list.
Okay, I see. I knew we were missing somebody's list, and I was like, "Is she gonna post it? What am I gonna
No,
do?"
and she didn't even post. To be fair, because she texted me this morning, she's in the middle of finals, so
Okay.
that's why she hasn't really been answering very much. So she's in the middle of finals, so that's why she didn't bother doing the list or anything. But and she didn't
Mm-hmm.
even tell me. She told your brother
Mm-hmm.
that, we really just want some games and whatever else you think we might like.
Okay.
And so I went back to her list from 2022
Yeah, I'll have to
to
dig through the
find
text
something.
thread.
So, but yeah, pretty much I think I stuck to the list for everybody, although I might have had to go um, back
Mm-hmm.
to older lists because Amazon, that's one thing that Amazon is real messy with is these Christmas lists. Like and like you did a registry one year and
Yeah.
I had to go back to very
Sorry.
funny Ari.
Uh,
I had to go back through the group chat to find the link to your registry because if you go on there and try to search for the registry, it will not. You put in your name and
oh.
everything, and it won't pull it up. It says it doesn't exist. But if I go back to your link, it
Then it
pulls it
pulls it
up.
up.
It pulls it up on Amazon,
Maybe
which is
I'll.
crazy.
Maybe I had it set to private or something. I don't remember.
But
Oh yeah, let me post in it because we have a new friend in the Discord. Let me post in the Discord so that they know that we're streaming if they want to hop in.
go what route to what are we talking about? Oh, he's talking about the sole
Yeah,
proprietor
business
stuff.
stuff.
Okay. Okay.
But yeah, I think that's is that all that I did. Um, there's that, and then freaking talk about life updates. Okay, so I do not live very far away from my job. I live about 6 minutes away, which I
Mhm.
sidebar recently saw a video of someone in like the UK saying, "Isn't it so weird that people in the US measure how far something is away by time instead of like miles or kilometers?" And I'm like, I never thought about it, but that is weird.
Well, it's not weird when you because I mean, it only takes them a couple hours to go from one end of the country to the other. They go more than 3 hours here in France. The-
True, but like they don't say like, oh, France is 3 hours away. They say France is X kilometers away. And so we like I don't know how many miles away from
It's
you I
just
live.
we have so I think it makes sense because our country is so, you know,
Big.
vast and
Yeah.
spread out that we think of things as how long it's going to take us to get there.
But the thing about that is it's not a static thing. Like based on the story that I'm about to explain, if there's a bunch of traffic, if there's an accident, if there was a hurricane that closed several roads down, then the time distance changes. And so it
Yeah.
goes from being so and so away to so and so away, even though the place has not moved.
Yeah. I get what you're saying.
But anyway, so I live like on a good day, catching all the green lights, no traffic. 6 minutes away from my job, which is
Mhm.
usually like what the road is. I went to leave work yesterday, and one of the main roads directly by my job is closed. I went to leave work yesterday. It took me almost an hour to get home. The
Oh, no.
Yes, because we live right near a very busy like intersection, and because that main road to go the other direction is closed, everybody has to reroute and go the same way to get on the highway. Traffic from the highway was backed all the way through our parking lot, like in every direction
Oh,
of the parking
no.
lot. Yes, it was. If like I okay, I don't want to dox myself, so I don't want to like anybody who's listening very closely would probably be able to figure out where I am. But anybody
Mhm.
familiar with our parking lot, there's like the Five Below, and then us, and then the TJ Maxx, and then Joe and the Auntie Joanne's, and then like Ross and stuff. The traffic was backed up all the way from the like exit to get out of the parking lot all the way back to Auntie Joanne's, like four businesses over. And I just had to like wait. Like a good 30 minutes of that was me trying to get out to the main road. And also, people don't know how to drive. Because part of the struggle was that everybody was
Never
being
mind
like,
that you've been a driver less than 5 years yourself, but go ahead.
but I use my turn signals. I know that if there's not space for me to pull forward and be able to get out of the intersection, I'm not supposed to go. Part of the problem was I was waiting at the light because I was like, let me go all the way up to the light so I will have a standard time of when I am supposed to turn out instead of having to wait until the road is clear and wait till someone's nice enough to let me go. When the light turns green, it's my turn to go. So I go up to the place where the light is. I'm sitting at the light. It's about to be my turn to go. It's a four-way intersection. I'm sitting at the light. It's about to be my turn to go. And then right before my light turns green, the person over here, so I'm going this way, the person over here doesn't pay attention to the fact that there is a truck stuck here. You will not be able to move out of the intersection. When your light turns red, you're going to be stuck in the middle of the intersection. He pulls forward directly in front of me. My light turns green, and now I cannot go.
Oh, no.
And I don't even need to get into the same lane that he's in because the lane that's closest to us, the right lane, once you're out on the main road, the right lane is going out into the highway. I need to get into the left lane because if I get into the left lane, I have a straight shot all the way home. No one's going that way. But
Mm,
I can't get into my left lane because I've been blocked.
crazy. Meanwhile, craziness in Minneapolis, a vehicle fully upside down in the middle of a 5-lane interstate had fallen off an overpass.
Cheese and crackers.
Yes,
What were
cheese and
they
crackers
doing?
indeed. Crazy. Crazy, 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 crazy.
That's all my
Yeah,
life
my
updates.
only other life up yeah, my only other life update is that I your brother got all his Christmas shopping. He just got the
Yep.
spirit last week and did all his Christmas shopping and then reminded me, I think it was either Sunday or Monday, that like um you need to order because he works at Amazon, which is where we buy most of our stuff anyway. And he's like, you need to order your stuff now, or else it's not going to get there in time for Christmas. So you need to go ahead and order your stuff now. So I reminded your father because your father had not started buying any of his stuff either. So, and you
Yeah, I'm
know
trying to get
me,
mine bought this week.
Christmas Christmas is already stressful for me. So I just went ahead and did everybody's yesterday.
Yeah, I know because you
And
were bombarding me with messages and my phone
mhm,
is not going off.
I did everybody's yesterday, got it done, even remembered to get the anniversary gift for my husband because we got married on Christmas Eve
Mm-hmm.
for the viewers who don't know. So, but a lot of times I get so stressed out about the Christmas stuff and getting it on time that I forget to get him an anniversary gift, and then I feel bad that he when he got me one. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like, ugh.
Hopefully, we get all of them in time.
Okay, it's been less than 5 years since she's had her driver's license.
It
I will hear no nonsense to the contrary.
okay. Fine. Sure.
You are still my baby, my wee
Sure.
bairn.
Okay. I'm a child, y'all.
I will hear nothing to the contrary. But so yeah, so now the Christmas, so now the only other stress I have for this season is because I wanted to make sure everything got here on time, so I just ordered everything. So like the stuff for the people who are live in this house, I
Hmm.
had it just all sent to me in my name in one package, which means I'm gonna have to wrap stuff. The past few
Ooh.
years, we normally just put the person's name on it
Hmm.
so that we don't have to take it out of the Amazon package, and we just hand them the Amazon package and let them
Yep.
open it, and we don't wrap anything because we're lazy AF. But this year, I wanted to just make sure everything got here quickly, so I just everything for the
Did it
people
all at
in
once,
this
yeah.
house, I just put it all in one thing, and
I mean, you could dig out some of those old gift bags and just stick them all in gift
yes,
bags.
I have. That's what I'm hoping that I have enough gift bags up there. Some of those gift bags might say "Happy Birthday" on them, but it, you know,
It's Jesus's birthday. Here you
I'm
go.
gonna I'm gonna dig out those gift bags that I've been saving. Your brother already stole a couple of them. I Those gift
Oh.
bags I've been saving in the top of my yarn cabinet, and I'm gonna use those.
I mean, if y'all need some gift bags, I can snag some from Party Store.
And that will be the end of that. And the only other thing is trying to decide what we're going to cook for Christmas dinner. But
No.
that's not necessarily a stressor. It's like I want to make sure we have some food, but it's not as stressful as trying to make sure we have all the Christmas gifts done.
So while you're
So,
making the menu, I would like to request on the menu. I have some dietary needs that I need both ham and macaroni.
well, those are already on the menu, so
Okay.
you're good. I
Okay.
have a ham. It's a small ham. So we have a little small ham.
Poor Junie is not winning at Yard Chicken. I am so sorry, Junie. I'm sorry, Ronald. The increased rows are like you only have one every so often. It's just every once in a while. It's like, hey, girly.
So since we really have no life updates anyway, let's go ahead and move on to our yarny crafty thoughts. Since everybody is being yarny crafty
In the
in the
chat.
comments anyway, and my first thing is, what is this Cursor Park and Nature Preserve at the top? I pulled up
So
the
when you
the pattern, and I'm like,
I
what
remembered
is
seeing
this?
it in what in whenever I was in a shared doc with someone at one point, but you leave your cursor up there so all the cursors, so when you're going through the pattern, everybody's cursors aren't spread out, and like because if you have multiple people in the file, then your cursors are all different colors and it like highlights the name of whose cursor is who's where and like all over the pattern. And it's
Mhm.
just a little annoying. So you like click at the top and leave your cursor in the little cursor park, and then all the cursors are hanging out there in the little park, and you don't have them all through the folder.
Lovely. Okay. Well,
Yes.
my cursor is now in the cursor park because
It's so cute.
I
I was trying to find the Cursor Cafe, but I couldn't find that one.
okay, I don't know who this person is.
It's probably anonymous so and so. Like everybody, there's only so many people with access to the pattern.
I don't know anyone named Elise. Do you know someone named Elise?
Oh, that's Judy.
Oh, okay. Speaking of which, this is not quite a yarny thought, but I watched the Wholesome Snack yesterday because they were making an announcement that I was waiting for, which was the last announcement, by the way.
We need to circle back. The
And,
wholesome snack.
huh?
We need to circle back. The wholesome snack. What's that?
You know, Wholesome Games.
Oh, okay, yes.
Sometimes they do a little small thing where they're only announcing a few things, and so they call it the Wholesome Snack.
Okay.
Where they were only talking about 20 games instead of the big one they do in the middle of the year where they go on for an hour or so.
Mm-hmm.
This one was only 30 minutes. But the announcement I was looking for was of course the last one. And people in the live chat were shouting and shouting and shouting, but I'll mention that later. But there was somebody in the live chat, and I kept seeing the name Junie. And I'm looking, but I said, okay, that picture is not her. So apparently there's another Junie out there. I have never heard the name Junie before.
Really?
So yes, I have never heard the name Junie before. And but there was another Junie out there.
Junie was the name of the little
Was
brother in Spy Kids. That's
okay.
the first Junie I ever heard.
I have never heard the name Junie. But this Junie was a black Junie.
Go off, Junies, unite.
But and I can Junies unite. But so yeah, the only thing I worked on was your hat.
Why, thank
I
you.
finished I hung up my picture,
I see.
as you
It
can
looks good.
see. Yeah, hung up my picture. And only other thing was, but yesterday I thought I would get further, but yesterday I took all of my pattern time crochet time
Mm-hmm.
Christmas shopping.
Understandable.
So so
Oh
okay.
yeah, Junie B. Jones. Ronald. There are
Oh
lots of
yes,
Junies
that's
out there.
right, Junie B. Jones. But that Junie is Junie, so in my brain I didn't think of it as being the same.
Oh, it was spelled the same as our Junie
It's
in the
spelled
chat. She was.
yeah, in the chat it was spelled the same as our Junie. So
What?
I was confused. So I was confused. But I'm thrown off because my headphones, which I told you I broke a couple weeks ago, have
Mhm.
decided just this second to go crazy with the stereo. So like
Oh,
I'm hearing some in this ear and then some in this ear and then some, it's like bouncing back and forth between the ears like some crazy ASMR thing that you would get on the
yeah.
internet back in the day.
I feel like when it's intentional, then that's cool. But if it's not intentional, that could be a little disorienting. Don't you have other headphones?
No. I mean not with a microphone where y'all would hear me.
Mm. Okay.
So
Any other
well,
crafty stuff?
so yeah, this is all I've gotten done, which is more than last week,
It looks
but
good.
I'm on row 60. I counted, I got 25 more rows to go. So for some reason I thought the hat would be wider by now. This is not fitting on anybody's head yet, but
Nope. The hat is like 4 feet long. So it's, yeah,
so
you got to
maybe
keep
I'll
going.
have it done. Maybe I'll have it done by next week. But other than that, I've been thinking I'm just kind of um, lost as far as okay, I finished this, and then what am I going to be working on? I don't know. I have so many half projects. I don't know
Hmm.
which ones to work on. But talk about what you've done, and then if we still have time, I have a couple things that are just more theoretical thoughts.
I didn't do a ton of stuff. Let's see, where's my bag? So I did do another hat yesterday because at the Weaverville Market, I didn't quite finish it. I still need to do the rim. But at the Weaverville Market, my friend Mark wanted to
Okay, here's
buy.
Ronald calling me out. Thank you so much, Ronald. You're
Ooh,
so sweet.
ooh,
So
not called
sweet.
out.
The only work those blankets have gotten has been in my head where I've been thinking about, hey, I should start working on them. And I've been thinking about frogging.
Mother, you can't. Not again. Not like this. Not again. At this point, there are probably like, could you just look up a different avatar blanket pattern, one that would be easier for you to do?
But this is the one that she specifically wants. So because there was one that had like all the symbols in one blanket and it wasn't like squares or whatever. And I had
Mm-hmm.
started doing that one for Chloe, but even Chloe was like, well, and you know how Chloe is, she won't say anything.
Yeah.
I'll just push her. But she's like, well, no, really, I want the other one. So this is the one that they want. Yes, they will be retired.
Okay, I have a plan. I have a plan.
There'll be a new live. There'll be another live action version of Avatar by the time I finish these blankets.
I have a plan. next summer for our crochet along, everybody pick a square. We'll all crochet a different square of the avatar blanket and then mail them to my mother. And then you sew them together. And then the blankets are done.
You are so crazy.
I
You're
mean,
so
I
crazy.
feel like it could work. So last Wednesday, my friend Mark showed up at the Weaverville Market and he wanted to buy something for like a Christmas gift for his granddaughters. So he really liked this purple hat, the long purple that I did with
Uh-huh.
the what yarn is this? With the lion brand mandala gradients. So this is the purple gradient one. He needed two of them, but he needed them to be distinguishable, and also needed one to be a little bit smaller for the younger grandchild. So I was like, an easy way to make them distinguishable, I'll just do the colors in reverse. So
Mhm.
I started with the white, went down to the
Mhm.
purple. This is the smaller one for the smaller child. So I am only in the last couple rows in the adult size. You get to 72 stitches around, and that's the full adult size hat. Like that's what this is. It's 72 stitches around. That's the exact yarn you're using. It's so good. It's so good. But if you only have one skein, be prepared to dip into the second skein because one skein is not enough for a full hat. I found this out.
And
One skein is not enough for
what
a full hat.
yarn is this again?
It's the um, Lion Brand Mandala Gradient.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, one
Is
skein.
that a DK or is it a
No, this
worsted?
is this is definitely a worsted.
Okay, because like the mandala ones you got me were DK.
Yeah, those ones were DK. This one I picked specifically because it's worsted. Um, bought enough based on the pattern. Awesome. I bought mine before I had actually figured out how much the pattern called for. so, um, so my other one, so the original one that I made, this one is a little short compared to compared to if you do the pattern fully because I got
Mhm.
to the end and knew that I was running out, and so I only wanted like a little bit of white on the end. So this
Mhm.
one I shortened the pattern, which turned out to be good because he's buying it for a child. And this one I am instead of going all the way to the 72 stitches around, I'm going to the 60 stitches around,
Mhm.
and then going to do the brim. So I am
Mhm.
just about done with that, and he will be picking it up today. I'm only like 4 rows before the brim, and then I'll be done with that, so I can finish that basically right after we get off this call. And I also am. Ooh, I'm sorry. Hey Google, play "Don't Stop Believing." Um, I didn't think of a song. I just thought of the Hey Google. And now I'm also my $5 bin on my table is very empty, very empty. It's only got a few
Mhm.
things that I guess no one wants, so I'm not going to make any more of them. But I am trying to refill my $5 bin. So I've been making a bunch of mushrooms. I use
Oh,
the
cute.
Red Heart Super Saver favorite stripe. So all the
Okay.
mushrooms like are a bunch of different colors, but the colors kind of blend into each other pretty well.
Uh-huh. Yeah, those all look like they're in the same forest.
Yeah. So I did those, and then let me slide things
And you gonna tell
over.
us about the hat on your head?
I thought that I had before. This is
Maybe I forgot.
yeah, this is I made oh, that's another thing that happened in the market. So this is Big Twist Living. This is the Big Twist Living line that had all the pride flag colors. This is the one with the
Mhm.
non-binary pride flag, and this is the Santa hat that I made that I like used one of the witch hat patterns, modified it, put a
I thought
different
you made I
brim.
remember you made a Santa hat because I remember that
Yeah,
ball, but I thought you made it in a different color.
I did. I had one that was in Red Heart Super Saver Favorite Stripe. It was the rainbow. Yeah.
Okay.
So I made two of them with the. It turns out just one skein of the Big Twist Living is enough to make one adult size Santa hat, like perfect
Mhm.
size and everything. So I made two. This one I'm wearing because I wanted one for myself, and the other one I had on my table on Friday. And this child came up, 22 skeins. Ronald, Ronald, you're in too deep. Ronald,
He's
so much
in too
yarn.
deep. What
You're
have we
in too
done to
deep.
him? What have we done to him?
Honestly, Joanne should be paying us for our advertisement. We are giving them so much money through Ronald.
I want to try that flower power so much.
We need to get you some flower power. But there was one of the I had my Christmas hats on the table, and there was a child who walked up, and they had a blanket on with the trans flag colors was the
Mm.
blanket, and it looked like a crochet blanket, and I was like, nice blanket, and they're like, thank you, this is a trans pride flag colors, and I was like, oh, I know, it's really cool. I don't have very many pride flag stuff on my table, but I've got the non-binary Santa hat, and they're like, where, and they're like digging through, and they find it, and they're like, oh, Mom, can I get it? And the mom's like, first try it on to make sure it fits. And they tried it on and it fit. It fit fine. It fit perfectly fine. And the mom's like, okay, we can get it. And they're like, yes, it's not binary, just like me. And they were so excited. It was so cute. It was
How old
very, very
was
cute.
this child?
They looked like 12,
10?
10,
10,
so
12?
somewhere in there. Yeah, somewhere in there. So it was so cute. But yeah, so I had this, and then I was making other. Oh, did I make a mess in my bag? I did. I need to. I got too many things in my crochet bag. I need to clean it out. I
Okay,
was
while
thinking.
you're looking for that, I was watching a relatively new creator because she's only got like maybe 5 videos on her channel. I am not going to name her.
Mm-hmm.
Her very first video, she looked like she was, I will show you off stream.
Mm-hmm.
She looked like she was doing this whole video in her underwear.
Oh no! Like
And
intentionally, or she didn't think the camera could see. You think?
I don't know. I don't know. It's not like she made any reference to it. It's not like she was standing
Mm-hmm.
up and, sashaying her booty or anything, but she wasn't exactly trying to hide herself either. And it's like, and the whole time I'm watching, I'm like, I didn't even hear what she was saying most of the time because I'm like, because I had it on in the background while I was Christmas shopping.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, is are those supposed to be shorts? And maybe they're shorter than I thought.
Mm-hmm.
But no, those look like panties.
I mean,
And the tank top she had on looked like not just like a tank top. It looked like something that you wear under a thing.
oh, like a slip or something.
And I'm like, I am confused.
Maybe that's just what the girlies are wearing nowadays.
I am confused.
Okay, I got my other things. You don't need to full screen me for this. Um, I'm gonna
I
see if we can
always
do a
need the
little.
full screen you so that I can see.
You
But
don't. So I made these little guys. They have still have the string attached because I'm gonna put them on keychains. Let's see if we can do a little ASMR.
oh, what are they? I can hear them snapping.
They're just
What are
little
they?
fidget
Just little
snaps.
fidget things. Okay.
Yeah, I made a bunch of them. Also using the Red Heart Super Saver Favorite stripe.
Cool.
I've got a bunch of these little guys to for
Cool.
people to. These are also going to go in the $5 tray for people to
Hmm.
snap and whatnot.
Cool. I like the ones with the 2 colors.
Yeah, I mean that's just what that's how the yarn fell, as they say.
Oh, that's right, because you
Um,
use the striped yarn.
yeah, what's inside? It's hair clips. If I can find my pack. Yeah, there's a hair barrette inside them. So it's the little I am the dark
Yep.
background. It's these little like quickie barrettes, and so you can like clip
I
them.
used to love those.
Me too. But they're like they click back and forth. So you
Mhm.
just it is fully so simple. You crochet. I did magic circle, and then I crocheted a like circle. The one folded in half was wide enough to fit a little cookie inside, and then fold it in half. Single crocheted across the top with the cookie enclosed, and now I got some little cookies.
Well, Junie, I would probably still wear those barrettes too if I ever bothered to do my hair.
I
Since I
wouldn't.
don't leave the house, I just, you see I've got a bandana on. I put on a colorful bandana just for y'all.
Same. This hat was very intentional. My hair has not been done.
Okay, so are we done with our yarny crafty thoughts?
I think so. I think that's all of it.
Okay. So we can go into our media for our last 30 minutes here.
Yep. While you're
Because I know
talking,
you
I'm gonna
gotta.
be putting those guys on some keychains.
And even though this is roughly yarny crafty, I'm putting it under media consumption because it was a video I watched. I
Hmm.
watched your video about that you linked in Discord about the whole um
Yes, the 6 Day Star Blanket
the
drama. Did
Six Day
anybody else
Star
watch
Black
that?
drama. I watched it and then I went to right after I watched it, then I got somebody else on TikTok, one of the haters, and then I
Really?
went, yeah, and then I went to Reddit and I searched on Reddit for a few of the to
Like
see what people
threads?
were, yeah, to see what people were saying on Reddit. And I think because I was excited to do the blanket, and then I heard all the drama, and then I was like, that put a sour taste in my mouth. So then I wasn't going to do the blanket, and
Mm-hmm.
then I watched the video you sent.
Mm-hmm.
And for those who have not watched the video, basically there is a drama about um the 6 Day Star blanket. A lot of people are making it, and then there's this one um creator called Naughty Bree who had trouble reading the pattern, so she rewrote the pattern in a way that worked easier for her.
Mm-hmm.
Um and which is fine, except she posted it and broadcast that she's got this available for people who had trouble reading the original pattern. And then Betty McNitt was like, "Well, okay, this is my pattern. You can't do that because she has a free version with ads on her website, and she has
Mm-hmm.
a video on YouTube to help with further explanations. But then she also has a paid version that takes out all the
Yes.
ads. So it's like you're taking money out of her pocket if you are freely
Reposting the
offering
pattern, yeah.
this rewritten thing. But a lot of people, because Naughty Bree identifies as some sort of having some sort of issue, I don't know if she is dyslexic,
Hello.
neurodivergent, I'm not trying to sound dismissive, but she's playing on the disability card of I have a disability that makes it hard for me to understand your pattern, and other people do too. So you're being a hater for not letting me put this out there.
Like, if she, because I I feel like I understand both sides. I understand that she has a disability. Also, I got a burger for Stars. I
Yay.
understand that she has a disability that makes the way that the pattern was written hard to read. And so she
Hmm.
wants to distribute a way to make it easier. But instead of distributing it herself, she should have given it to the original creator so that creator could distribute it and just attach her name to it saying this person wrote the modifications to make it look easier, because she's not writing a new pattern, she is
Hmm.
rewriting the same pattern a different way. That is, in school, plagiarism. That's
Yeah.
copying. That
Well,
is.
and there are some, again, this is one of those things where the original beef was between two people, and they everything now is second and third hand,
Mm-hmm.
because the original people, the two people who were originally in this thing, are not posting any comments about it, are not
Mm-hmm.
responding to anybody's videos or thoughts about it or whatever. So by the time I saw it, I'm already just seeing everybody's responses to the
Mm-hmm.
drama. I have not seen anything that has been originally done. But
Yep.
from what the scuttlebutt is, Naughty Bree um offered it to Betty McNitt, and Betty McNitt said no thank you.
Oh, I either didn't catch that
And
or,
so and
yeah.
and some people said that she did it in a snotty way, and whatever, but she has put accessibility on her website,
Mm-hmm.
everybody is saying, so that you can, if you're having trouble with the font or the I the contrast or different ways
Hmm.
to read it on the website, you know. And if the ads are bothering you, pay the $5.
That's what
That's
I'm
what
saying.
that's what I do.
That's the only part of this argument that I'm like, no, you guys fully are not making any sense. Because if the one thing that's making it hard for you to read is the ads, there's a whole paid pattern for that.
Yes, you can just pay the $5.
Yeah. If it's the font and the abbreviations and all of that, that I understand. That I can understand her like you saying, hey, can you like rewrite this in a different way or
And
something like that.
I went and looked at the pattern.
It seems like just standard
Mhm.
notation.
Yeah, I went and looked at the back because I had been reading these things, and I had like looked at the beginning of the pattern, but I hadn't actually gone down into the pattern because, again, ads every few minutes, and I was like, I had already pretty much decided I'll probably buy the pattern if I really want to do it, because as much as I hate to spend money, I hate sifting through these ads more.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I've gotten to the point where $5 doesn't hurt as much as it used to. So,
Well, the other thing, Ronald, is she wasn't putting out the pattern as her own. She still had the original writer's name on the pattern. And
mhm.
so, what one of the things that the person in the video that I posted addressed is if she messed something up in the rewriting of the pattern, that's now attributed back to that original creator,
Mhm.
even though she had nothing to do with the rewrite.
Exactly.
It's like I I agree that she definitely needs to make her money. She definitely like if you want a clear version, just get the paid version. I feel like though she probably should have like the altered version. She should have accepted like if the person who was altering it offered to give her that because I must have misunderstood or misheard that in the little description thing. But if the person
Mhm.
who was creating the alterations offered to give that to you so you could spread that, I feel like she should have taken that and like done a quick glance over, make sure everything's all good, and like offer it as like just a secondary file whenever people buy it. Because like
Mhm.
whenever you buy patterns on Etsy, there have been multiple patterns that I bought on Etsy where it's like, here's your main pattern, here's a printer free version or printer friendly version, here's like two like bonus little patterns that you get for free. A lot of people are giving out like little bonus patterns for free, which is cute. But
Or like when you go on Ravelry, they'll be like, okay, this is my pattern, and they'll have in the description of the pattern, they'll have, the Spanish translation was done by,
mm-hmm,
whoever, thank you to them, and
exactly.
give them a little credit for the Spanish translation or whatever.
Exactly. I feel like that's how it should be handled, but I also agree with Ronald and the person in the video. She doesn't owe anybody anything. She said,
Uh-huh.
this is my pattern. This is how I wrote it. You can't rewrite it and sell it. Or you can't rewrite
I
it and
feel
get it for free because I'm trying to sell it.
I feel like even though the person who made the video is younger than me, I feel like a lot of the comments she made really comes down to, I think, old crocheters versus new crocheters,
Yeah.
because we've had this discussion before. To me, I'm like, why does everybody feel like every designer owes them a video tutorial?
Mm-hmm.
I learned, trust me, I learned from my nana how to do the knit stitch, do the purl stitch, and then in crochet, I learned how to do the chain. That is all I learned from a hands-on person.
Mm-hmm.
Pre-internet, 1980s. I had to go to the library. And I know this is starting to sound a whole lot like, yeah, I had to walk to school in the snow uphill both ways.
Mm-hmm.
But I, literally, I had to go to the library and look at hand drawn sketches of how because they weren't even photographs in those beginning books.
Oh no.
They were hand drawn sketches of how to make the stitch. Because our old library in Gastonia used to have books from the 40s and the 50s and the 60s
Mm-hmm.
on how to crochet. They didn't even have the 70s and 80s books that had photographs in it. They had the old books. So, and I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm the first one to, like, when I was doing that hat, that cluster hat, which I never finished, by the way. I need to finish it after I finish
Ooh.
testing your hat. But I mean, I was like three rows away from finishing that hat when you said you wanted me to test this hat. So I'll go back and finish that. But when I was doing that cluster hat, and the first thing I did was, let me go on YouTube and see if there's a video. If there wasn't a video though, I would have sat down and
And read through
slowly
all of it.
went through, because I know that I can do it. It's just that over the years, because there's video and stuff now, I've let that skill,
Because it's more
atrophy a little
convenient.
bit. Yeah, I've let that skill atrophy a little bit because I know that I can go and get a video. So learning how to do things, not just knitting and crochet, but a lot of things. I learned how to do a lot of things from books
Hmm.
that I don't go to that effort anymore because I don't have to go to that effort anymore. But at the same time, so I think a lot of these younger, newer stitchers have. Did you make that while we were sitting here?
Oh no, I'm just putting the keychains on because they've
Oh, I
got
was
all the
about to
little,
say.
yeah, they've got the little tails hanging off. I'm just tying them down.
But I think these newer stitchers act like, okay, I'm here now. You need to adapt everything to me. And like the woman said in that video, Betty McKnitt is not your mother.
Yeah.
She does not have to make this easy for you. You know, the I mean, it's this happens in everything. I mean, I remember lamenting that computers, when Windows came along and people didn't have to learn DOS anymore, because it's like, oh, that was the barrier to entry. If you really wanted to know how to use your computer, you learned how to do DOS and you
Hmm.
learned commands. And that, to me, that was a badge that you really wanted to know how to do it. Now, the computers are so easy that you don't have to know anything because they walk you through it. But knitting and crochet are not meant to be skills where everything, because you remember how I got mad about the knitting looms, remember?
Yes.
Because the way they used to advertise those knitting looms, those nifty knitter looms, was, oh, if those sticks are too hard for you to use, come get this loom, it's so easy. And I'm like,
Like girly pop, you're
ah,
taking skills away from people. Like,
exactly. Exactly. You're acting like learning the skill is a nuisance, and let's take all of that nuisance away from you and just here make it easy for you so you can have the same thing that somebody who has worked with those two
mhm.
sticks has with half the effort. And I am a lazy gal. I am a lazy gal. But there are some things that I feel like you should have to work for.
Yeah. Like having a garment, having a blanket and all this stuff. And I agree with Ronald. She did make it pretty easy. She gave you two different free versions, one in a video, one on the website. And if you don't want to like have all the ads, she gave you a paid version. And she went and made all the accessibility things after people said they're having a hard time reading. Like she honestly does not owe anybody else anything because she has put a lot of effort into that. And if she is, because I haven't looked up like into her like life or anything like that, but if making patterns is her livelihood, she needs to be working on another pattern right now. Like she needs to be
And she
working. She needs to be working on other stuff right now.
And there are people who have said, the only other thing I wanted to say was, there are people who have said that she tends to be a little bit rude and a little bit short with people. And I think that's a combination of, A, you aren't used to talking to older people because remember your grandma. If people did not know your
Bye,
grandma,
Ari. Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely.
if people did not know your grandma, they would think she was mean.
They would, but she
You
is
know, I
like,
was I was married to her son, and I thought she was mean for a long time. Till you get to know her, and you get to know that that's just the way she talks.
yeah.
But in this day and age of everybody gets their feelings hurt, and I'm starting to
Hmm.
sound, I don't want to sound like one of those MAGA people, but
Yeah, tread lightly.
I'm treading lightly, but I have to admit that I am, and I get my feelings hurt too sometimes, but I suck it up and move on.
Tread
You know,
lightly, mother.
I know I'm trying to tread lightly, but some people just have that kind of personality about them. But also, there are people who said when she was asked questions that she was snippy about it. But every time I go and read on her website, she has a whole Facebook community
There to answer
of
questions from
people to
her.
help each other. So it's like she can't. Can you imagine everybody deciding to just bypass past the Facebook thing and go directly to her? Her email inbox must be
Yeah,
getting
because
flooded because
exactly.
because the
Because,
pattern is popular, and she doesn't have time to talk to everybody individually. That's why
yes,
she made a video.
exactly, because this pattern went viral. If you imagine how many people, I'm talking to you people who are trying to contact her directly, imagine how many people you saw making this blanket before you decided to start making this blanket. Go look at the hashtag of the 6 day star blanket. And then imagine even a tenth of those people go and try to ask her directly. This She probably has so many people asking her stuff on the daily when she
Uh-huh.
one has a resource for this, and
Mhm.
two has already laid out every way that she could think of to say, do your double crochet in the same stitch, like.
Because it's the parasocial thing where people feel like,
Yes,
oh, because they've seen you online, they can just reach out directly to you and whatever. And it's like she's not your mother, she's not your neighbor. She doesn't have time to talk to every single person like they are her personal friend.
exactly, because
You
you
know,
literally are just a stranger reaching out to her. would you call
exactly.
would you call John McDonald if the ice cream machine at your McDonald's was broken?
So, have we watched anything else interesting
Not
this
really.
week?
Not that I can think of.
Um, well, I watched. I'm gonna see if I can get this to work without crashing my computer because I want to show you the trailer that I was waiting for on the wholesome
Oh, the game
snack
trailer.
yesterday.
Okay.
Yes. So let me see. Okay. Okay. Can we turn you down for a second? Okay. Let's see if this is going to work and not because I tried to bring up the pattern while we were um talking, and it started to made the thing start to glitch, and I backed out of the pattern and brought it up on my
Oop.
other computer. I just saw last night that there is such a thing as Quaker hot cocoa instant oatmeal, and I'm wondering if I would like it.
I mean, if you're an oatmeal liking person, probably. We got another keychain,
Okay.
fellas. I feel like my table is gonna be nothing but $5 items.
Okay. I don't know if I can. Okay.
Be careful. Remember what happened last time? I fully broke the stream.
Well, we can't break the stream. That's no good. Okay. You let me
Okay,
know if you
what
can't hear
is
it.
this wild society? Oh my
Don't
goodness.
read. Don't read. Don't read.
I am learned. Oh, we can't hear the audio though. Yeah, it's
What?
not
It's
sharing.
not playing the audio?
It's not sharing audio.
I switched to the tab that had the audio.
You might have to just try it again.
Oh, bummer. Okay, let's try this again.
Take two.
Mother,
Oh,
I
there we
must
go.
tell you about this charming island I've discovered. I feel like anyone, regardless of circumstance, might be welcome here. Anyone, even those who are like us. My hostess is Miss Vivian
Cute.
Wilde, and she seems to be at the center of society here on the island. And of much more than that. She's unlike anyone I've ever met before. And as for the rest, I'm not sure you will believe me. You must come and see for yourself.
Cute.
I know, right?
So they're finally releasing another game. I love the regency of it all.
Yes, yes, yes. And but they don't have a release date yet. I forgot to wishlist it on Steam, so I need to go wishlist it on Steam. They do not have a release date yet. And I was a little concerned because the cartoony look of it, I was like, but how do you control a 2D cartoon like that?
But
But then when you go on the website, it doesn't have, it's not,
it shows the actual
um,
like gameplay.
yeah, well, the website doesn't show the gameplay, but it does show, yeah, it does show that it's not just, it's not cartoony because
Mm-hmm.
everybody in the chat when I was looking at the when I was watching the thing, everybody in the
Mm-hmm.
chat was like, "Oh, it's a different art style," and blah blah blah. But then I got an email right after the the thing because I was already on Studio Dry Doc's mailing list because of wildflowers. So they went ahead
Yes.
and sent me the new thing, and it's, let's see. So when I went here, I saw a few screen capture things,
Okay, yeah.
and this look, yeah, this looks more like
The other
the
game.
game that I played before. It looks more like the other game, just
Yeah, because I
you know
remember
that.
that it was like a little bit
uh,
3D.
Yeah, so it's more like the other game, just different clothes. I really like the look of the town over here on in the. Is this
Yeah, it
gonna?
looks cute.
Yeah. Oh, it does let you go in. Yeah. See, I really like that. The look of the town. Because it looks like the old because like this is where the grocery store was in the old game,
Mm-hmm.
in the first game, just a
So
different look. You can tell that this is the same town.
yeah, I was gonna say, so is this like a flashback to
Yeah,
the town
this is a
before?
prequel. This was a prequel because Vivian Wild was a character that was mentioned in passing, who was
Okay.
the aunt of Junie said, "You feel like you played the Wildflower demo?" Yeah,
My
well, if
mother
you
will
played
tell
it,
you to play the whole game because it's her
yeah, I
favorite game
sure
in the
will.
whole world.
I
It's her
sure
most
will.
favorite game in the entire universe.
It is. It is my. I mean, and I'm if you know me, I'm a person who has trouble saying anything is my favorite or ranking anything, even on books. Like on Goodreads, everything is a 5. um 5-star scale, 95% of the books I read are a 3 because I mean, most books to me are a 3. They're not life-changing, but they're not bad. I enjoyed them, but they're not life-changing. So on a 5-star scale, that's a 3 to me. So the majority of books that I read are 3, which most people would think, "Oh, 3 is not good." But to me,
Three is
a
pretty good.
3, a 3 is, is pretty good. I mean, to get a 4 or a 5 out of me, you have to make the earth move. And that's it's very rare that that happens. And but with wildflowers, that is my very favorite game.
She has played through it multiple times, and if anybody knows my
I've
mother,
played I've
she
played
is
through it I've played through it twice. Well, actually, to
that's
be fair, no, to be fair, I've played through it all the way once. Because I played through it once with all of the free DLC that they added later on. I did all of that on the same game save. So I had one game save that I played when there was no DLC, and I just played that game save and the game was over. Good. And then when they started adding DLC, I started a new game save and then I played, and every time a new DLC came out, I just went back to that same second game save. So technically, I feel like I've played it all the way through once. And that was enough for me because I'm not a revisit type person.
yeah. She doesn't rewatch movies. She doesn't reread books.
You know, well, I can't say I don't anymore, but there has to be a big gap before I rewatch something. Like right now, I'm just about in the mood to rewatch Firefly, and
Ooh,
that's
that's
only
a good one.
that's only because it's been about I think about,
10 years.
I was about to say 7 or 8. It's been about 7 or 8 years since I've last watched it, so I think I
Hmm.
can watch it again because I also don't have um whatever, how they say babies don't have object permanence. I have where they don't. I have that for books and stories. I don't remember, like, if enough time passes, I can read the story again and I may remember the big beats of a story. I won't remember all the little things that happened along the way.
Hmm.
So I can, if there's enough time has passed.
Judy, how have you made a Jane hat, but you've never seen Firefly? You gotta watch it. I've seen
Seriously.
Firefly. Firefly is one of my favorite shows. We have a Firefly poster that Wayne found at a thrift shop. It's a Firefly poster that's signed by most of the cast. I think it's only missing like one or two signatures. And it was
Mm,
at a thrift shop.
wow.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Wild Society is right now they're saying it's only guaranteed to be on Steam, but I have to, as much as I hate to spend money, because when this came out on Steam, it was $20 on Steam.
Hmm.
And luckily, I already had played it on because it had started on Apple Arcade first. Because they were a new studio when they were working on Wildflowers, and so Apple Arcade helped fund the game, and so they
Hmm.
were on Apple Arcade first. But I guess they're doing okay now that they don't need to be on Apple Arcade,
So they're
which
just
is
doing a
kind of
proper release.
sad. But if I have to play it on the computer, I might. But the fun thing about this is that it's not going to be just another farming game. It's going to be um, because she runs a boarding house.
Hmm.
So this is going to be her because again, this was the aunt of one of the characters that they had mentioned in passing,
Yeah.
and she had dated one of the fairies in the
Hmm.
book. And so they're showing the fair. I can see from the screenshots that they have a younger version of the fairy with her there in the
Cute.
so
So what character are you playing as? Are you making your own character? Are you playing as Auntie Wild? Are you? Who are
No,
you?
I don't from the way the little trailer is, I don't think you're playing as Vivian Wild. I think you are playing as somebody coming to town.
Oh, okay.
And Vivian Wild is the because that's how the original Wildflowers was that your character came to town and was learning about the witchcraft and everything. So I think
Hmm.
your character is going to be coming to town and learning how to use the magic and stuff.
Okay.
So, but it's probably because their stories, they do fully voiced, very heavy story type thing. So you're probably not going to make your own character. I mean, you may be able to change her hairstyle a little bit or whatever. Look at you.
They're all in
But
the kitchen now.
you're probably not going to make your own character. You're probably going to
Even though that's what everybody was screaming about this game.
well, I think most of the fans were satisfied when they added those two DLCs where you could change the hair and
Hmm.
change the clothes. I think that satisfied some of the people's issues. So I wonder if they're going to have that in the the new
Oh, you're getting
game.
there, Ronald.
Oh Lord, Ronald is catching up to me. I'm working
What's
on
the
60
row?
row 61 right now.
54. Where are we?
He's catching
Let's
up to me.
Ooh, so you've only got one, two, three, four, five. You only got 6 increase rows left. And the rest of that's just straight. And then you got to learn front post, back post. Have you practiced your front post, back post, Ronald?
So, any other because we are
We're
is
getting pretty close. Oh, we
well,
still don't have music on.
because I turned it off.
Not is too small. Tell him you have 6 increase rows left.
Oh, so your husband thinks that hat is for him, huh?
It is. Ronald was saying in the chat that hubby was the one who picked out the yarn because it's gonna
Well,
be
just
his
because he
hat.
picked out the yarn, well, just because he picked out the yarn doesn't mean the hat's for him.
Girl, I still got to increase a bunch. Oh, Ronald. Yeah, front post,
Yeah,
back
but
post
yeah, that's how
isn't
I feel.
because people are.
That's how I feel right here at row 61. It's like this is not fitting anybody's head.
Yeah, the one I'm working on right now is a child's hat. So I'm doing, I think, 2 more increase rows, and then I will be locked in. I'm trying to decide if now that I'm making a child's hat, should I just add an addition into yeah, we got 3 purple hats in here. Should I just add an addition
Oh
into
yeah, mine's
the
purple. Yeah.
should I add an addition into the original pattern that has the alteration for the child size? Should I rewrite it for the people who are just making the child size? Should I sell a separate child size hat pattern? I've seen some people do that with like skirts and dresses and stuff.
I don't,
I don't
I
like
don't
the
think.
idea of selling a separate one for the child size.
Yeah, no, I don't think there's enough of a difference for you
Yeah.
to sell. I think you should include it if you feel like it. You should
Yeah.
include it in the
I probably
pattern
will.
that you have. But yeah,
Okay.
because these days people like having a bunch of size ranges in
Mhm.
their patterns anyway. So
Which makes sense as long as it's not a huge alteration. I think a bullet
yeah,
point saying
that's what
leg size
Ronald
gets in the
said.
room. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That makes sense.
Because that's
That makes
basically what it is I'm just stopping earlier and jumping to the brim. But
yeah.
then
That's not
I
worth
would
a
also
whole
need
other
to
pattern.
alter the instruction on, because in the brim it says like you need to have 72 stitches at this point, but if you're doing the child size, you would need to have 60. So I need to alter that as well.
I'm sure
But
you'll work it out.
I guess we're getting out of here. If you made it this far, wait till after the
Wait
stream.
a minute. Wait a
Leave a
minute.
proper comment.
Wait a minute. We're not leaving yet.
What do you mean we're not leaving yet? It's
not leaving yet.
It's noon. I was gonna say it's midnight.
Okay,
Oh my
now
god, I
we're
gotta
leaving.
finish this coffee.
Now we're leaving.
Anyway, if you made it this far, wait till after the stream. Leave a proper comment. Leave a comment of what emoji should they leave? What did we talk about today? Leave a car emoji for those mofos who can't drive. They're driving me crazy. Are driving me absolutely crazy. I'm about to have to drive through so much traffic just to get over to the Weaverville Market. So leave a car emoji, wishing me luck, and teaching those mofos how to drive. Ooh, or leave a Santa hat emoji because it's about to be Christmas. What is next week? Are we gonna end up missing a stream?
Not next week.
The week after next, we're gonna end up missing a stream.
Yeah, because Christmas is on a Wednesday, so we'll still be here this coming Friday, barring any technical issues. Then next Wednesday and next Friday, and then we'll miss. So are we just going to miss Christmas Day, and then but still do the Friday?
Yeah, I think that sounds good. Miss Christmas Day and then do the Friday because I will be all fingers crossed driving to your house on Christmas Day, so I will not be here at the house.
And then on New Year's Day, which is also on a Wednesday, January 1st. But most people don't think of New Year's Day as a thing. They think of New Year's Eve as a thing. So we can still do New Year's Day because I don't know what our audience will be doing. They may all be asleep and there'll be nobody here. But I don't stay up late on New Year's anymore. Well, I mean, I stay up till midnight to watch the ball and then I go to sleep. I don't go anywhere and party or drink or anything like that. So I'll be able to get up.
I might have a little sip of bubbly, but I will also probably be up because
I might buy some non-alcoholic bubbly just because I saw one on the Walmart website that looked tasty. Not because I don't even know if anybody will be awake here with me. So
maybe we'll talk about our bubbly on New Year's Day. But anyway, if you liked it, leave the Santa emoji or leave a car emoji. Make it both. Use the mask. If you want to support us and all of the things that we are doing here with our talking.
Microphone.
If you want to support us and all the things we are doing here with our talking, subscribe. If you want to know when we go live, hit the notification bell. If you really, really like this one, if you really like hearing us talk about crochet drama and little mushrooms and tiny sidebar. I will have to talk about it next week. There were some children at the market, absolutely wild. Their parents are really, really participating in some free-range parenting. We will have to
okay. Next week.
Somebody remind me next week. If you remind me next week, you get a cookie. We're out of here. I'm ending the stream. I'm pressing end stream.
Bye, y'all.